Hello, everyone, and welcome to VMblog's coverage of VMware Explore 2023, taking place in Las Vegas at the Venetian. Today, we're joined by Jason Smith, VP of Alliances and Product Marketing at Liquidware. Jason, thanks for joining us. I always enjoy our conversations together.
I do as well. Thanks for having us on. It's great to be talking to you today, and we look forward to seeing you here in short order.
Yeah, just not that long. We'll be back in person.
Absolutely.
So for this video, why don't we just kick things off? If you could just give viewers a quick overview of Liquidware.
Thanks. Liquidware started in 2009, and we're the industry's only complete digital workspace management solution. And what I mean by that is you may have access to a tool here, a tool there, a tool everywhere, but we're the only one that has the complete solution set from end to end that works across all Windows desktops. Everything from managing the user experience to monitoring that and knowing that from a digital experience format, to being able to migrate the user and to manage them consistently across any Windows experience, on-prem or in the cloud, with our product Profile Unity, to deliver applications that are not in the base image with FlexApp, the industry's only leading application layering solution that works across any Windows desktop. You can not only attach an application to, say, Microsoft ABD, but to a Citrix environment, to a VMware environment, or any Windows environment. And then we're also launching a new solution that's an enhancement, or an extension rather, of our digital experience solution set called Command Control. And we'll get into that in a moment.
Well, as we're getting ready for VMware Explore, maybe you can tell us how does Liquidware partner with VMware, and how do you fit into the ecosystem?
Great question. Since 2009, which was the right after, or right in the heart of when VMware's VDI offerings, now called VMware Horizon, were really coming on strong. Liquidware was launched to help partners and customers to give them an onboard ramp. And now we're so much more than just an onboard ramp. We provide that consistent experience from desktop to desktop across any Windows desktop. We were launched at that VMworld in 2009. We started a little earlier that year, but that was the first really big show that we'd been at, and that's when the industry really found out about Liquidware. And in that regard, even that first year, we were helping assess with our digital experience solution stratosphere for the types of candidates that could become a user of what is now called VMware Horizon. And then we could provide that onboard ramp. Even as of that date with Profile Unity, we had those two things in place. So it became a really great way to ramp customers up, and partners understood that right away and put these solution sets in their best practices to be able to get their customers onto that platform. We later gained a lot of ground in the Citrix ecosystem, of course. And then years later, with the advent of AVD, also with Digital Frame, we're partners with all those, including AWS. Any way you deliver Windows, Liquidware's digital workspace solution can help move those users over and manage them on a consistent basis without having to reinvent the wheel of repackaging apps, keeping those separate, without having to scrap the user profile. Those are separate, and they come in lightning fast at logon with context-aware settings. So we don't make the VDI solution or the cloud solution, but we make it better with Liquidware, and customers have come to understand that and rely on us as a leader in this digital workspace management position that we're in the market.
Now, thinking about those types of problems that Liquidware is solving specifically for VMware users, what are show attendees going to be interested in hearing more about when they visit your booth?
Well, a lot of interest is cropped up with our FlexApp application solution here in the last several years. Now, it's been around since 2011, but it has just gained ground along the way. And part of that's because it has become more and more mature, and and gain ground with adoption, as we've seen maybe competing ways to attach an application or do layering have kind of pittered out from some of the solutions in the market in favor of a technology like what we're offering with FlexApp. Microsoft has MSIX app attached. People like that, but that compatibility rating suffers only a 30 to 40% success rate. With us, we can do 90 to 100% of your apps with FlexApp. And some of the exciting work that we've done here in the last year and year to year and a half or so has been around FlexApp One, being able to even decouple the attachment of applications from our own management infrastructure and make it seamless where you can use a FlexApp package like a FlexApp One package, which is like a container. An application becomes a container on a VHDX, for example, and it can even be assigned by Microsoft Intune without anything Liquidware being in that environment before. It's so self-contained that even the small service that makes it ring true on the endpoint is stitched into that one executable. And when it gets to the endpoint and the user double clicks on it, it launches. And it does not trash the base image, as we like to say, cause Windows rot over time, install or uninstall of applications and things like that. That machine, if you're delivering applications only with FlexApp, will keep running as pristine as it did the first day that it was started, minus the Windows updates that could slow it down, but there'll be no slowdown from applications that have installed and uninstalled and left rogue processes running and things like that. So it's a much cleaner way to deliver apps. It's one of the most exciting things that our customer base has seen there. We also expect to get a lot of attention with Stratosphere. Stratosphere UX, that digital experience solution that I mentioned earlier that we've had since even the first year, now it has a new UI pending, and you'll be able to take a look at that at the show. And then the mature solution that we have in Profile Unity, user environment management, customers really have come to rely on that, working across any way you deliver Windows. So with the questions happening in the industry, right, there's a lot of huge acquisitions happening with platforms. We don't have to say who those are. And then the question is, will this be around next year or the next year or the next year? Well, Profile Unity cuts out all that noise and says it works with any Windows deployment method, no matter what you have. So it really gives you that assurance, that business continuity assurance, that you can change out your platform delivery partner from one to another and one to the next. But as long as we're delivering that user profile to any Windows experience, we're delivering those applications to any Windows experience. We know the digital experience, the DX experience from Stratosphere. We're able to see if desktop A is better than desktop B. You have a continuing onboard ramp and onboard and user management solution set in our digital workspace management suite that gives you that continuity no matter what the industry throws at you. And that's what customers will see there at the show.
Now, you've touched on a lot of your product offerings and solutions that you have. Maybe you could give us kind of a deeper dive into each of the products and what they do, and give us a better understanding of how they fit into your needs.
Yeah, thanks for that, Ryan. One of the easiest ways to talk about that is to talk about how our customers are using our solutions. So I just want to go through a few scenarios with how our solutions are used. Huge healthcare organization in Florida. They acquire hospitals, and they've become bigger and bigger over time. They use our entire solution set to be able to onboard these hospitals in these acquisition phases and give them a standard way of managing those users, no matter what kind of desktop platform those hospitals that they are acquiring are using today. So if they're using Citrix or VMware Citrix or AWS, does not matter. They're able to have the consistency with our solution set, our digital workspace solution set with Stratosphere, with Profile Unity, and with FlexApp, and to deliver that consistent user experience across any of them. Now, that's a way that we're used in mergers and acquisitions and providing business continuity going forward with our suite. Another way is that Here in the last 2 years, it's become more important to squeeze every value out of every dollar that you're spending in IT. And with our ROI materials that we have, we give examples of the ways we have saved companies major money. Stratosphere can be used to really determine what types of machines, for example, can be repurposed to thin clients. So instead of purchasing several thousand new machines because there's a new version of Windows, why not consider repurposing those to thin clients, running an OS from a partner of ours that can take that and turn it into a thin client, like Stratodesk or iGel, and then save all that hardware cost by doing so. And when you do that, you can literally start saving millions of dollars really quickly. Another way that Stratosphere can help extend the life cycle of a PC is that there is a solution in there called Optimizer. It's a feature set in Stratosphere that allows you to quickly and automatically tune all the machines that you have for the most efficient way of using RAM and CPU. So when you turn on Optimizer, it literally during the user session, whether it's a physical desktops that you're using or virtual desktops that you're using, but let's talk about physical desktops for a moment, because that's how you can save some of the biggest money there with Stratosphere, is that it brings the applications that are in the forefront. It brings the resources and horsepower for that machine into that application, and then deprioritizes the ones that are in the background. So it's doing this automatically every time that you say tab over to a new application, alt tab over to a new application or whatever. It knows where the user is going, and it applies the horsepower for that machine right there in the user instance. So you without adding any RAM or upgrading the CPU, you instantly get a performance boost on every one of your machines. And we've had many of our customers realize that this is adding a year or more to the life cycle of their PCs. So say you've got a 3-year refresh cycle, it adds a 4th year. If you've got a 4-year, it adds a 5th year. So it's pretty easy to determine your ROI and what we add. And again, it ends up being in the millions of dollars that we can save a modest-sized company of several thousand users with these types of feature sets that are built in. And we've got many of those case studies available on our website. Likewise, our other solutions like FlexApp save money by being more efficient with the resources that it's using. So you have a lower storage footprint. You also have fewer base images, a lot fewer base images when you're delivering applications with FlexApp. So you not only save in possible servers that you would have to procure for an RDS Citrix type of environment, but you're also saving in the manpower that you'd be using to manage those servers and deliver those applications that way. So you become much more efficient when you decouple the applications from the underlying OS, and that's FlexApp. So a lot of cost saving measures and tools that we have out there. You can run out there and you can quickly Google Liquidware and ROI, and you will land on the pages where we have saved companies a lot of money in these ways by using our solution sets to help manage their environments. But then the side effect of actually saving money is a reality. And so that's some of the biggest benefits that we offer with and so that's the way customers are using our solutions today, just a sampling.
Now, there's going to be quite a few sponsors on the VMware Explore show floor. Lots of different vendors for attendees to come by and check out. You talked about your technology and you gave sort of a deeper dive into it, but can you provide for this video maybe a bullet point list of what do you consider some of the key differentiators or the things that make Liquidware unique in this market?
Yeah, I'm glad you asked. So I talked about some of the attributes of the things that we're doing today, that digital suite that we've long offered here in the market. I've got a card I can just actually show on the screen too. Our digital workspace management suite goes across those key areas that I mentioned, all 3 of those. But we're adding a 4th, and I want to take this opportunity to talk about command control, because the first day of the show we'll be launching a brand new product. We haven't had a new product at Liquidware since 2011 with FlexApp. So this is a net new solution that we're offering the market. It's also a DEX type solution, digital experience management solution. So it extends and complements our Stratosphere solution in some of the ways that you can see here on the screen as I'm offering up. And in doing so, it allows you to reach out and touch someone in real time. So Stratosphere has long had this historic view and goes so deep with its metrics, but this solution called Command Control allows you to do real-time remediation with a SaaS-only product, and you can roll it out really quick. You can roll it out in a couple hours. Has an agent that'll reside on the endpoints, and you can immediately see real time what's going on. And you asked about some of the exclusives that set us apart, because when we talk about another DEX solution, I want to talk about 4 key ways that this solution is already from day one, and it'll be a GA at VMware Explorer. 4 key ways that it's set apart in the market already. It has a feature known as DVR. You can literally, with, you know how DVR worked. There, a few of us had TiVo back in the day, right? You could go back in time if you wanted to. You could skip forward if you wanted to. So we're not doing screen scraping, but we are doing all the telemetry grabbing of what's happening in a machine every few seconds. And then if you need to go back in time, say you get a help desk call, and you're actually not able to attend to it right away, and they say, well, the problem was happening before I went to lunch. It's running fine now. Using the Command Control DVR feature, you literally can drag a timeline back, say an hour ago before they went to lunch, and you can see the metrics, the telemetry that was happening on that machine. So it's as easy as dragging it back in time, and you're able to say, oh, I see exactly what was happening. Maybe this process was locked up. I can see it in the remote task manager view that is intuitive in Command Control, and you can kill a process really quick. You can find out why it locked up, and you can look at all the metrics that happen right there for really quick resolution in there. So that's number 1. Number 2 is called Command Control Switch. So you know how it's become quite complicated the way that we reach our desktops in the cloud now. You have thin clients, you have repurposed machines that are ultimately double clicking on an icon. In this case, we're talking about VMware Explorer. So we'll say to get to a desktop like VMware Horizon in the cloud. So when someone calls the help desk, which desktop, which workspace are you troubleshooting? So you might see 1, 2, or 3 desktops before you get to that ultimate desktop that they're complaining about. But how do you know that the problem is in this desktop, or maybe the edge desktop that they're connecting from? Command Control Switch allows you to look at the metrics of that user in one of those desktops, and then seamlessly switch and see which one that they're connected to from within that. So you can say, oh, it's not the Wi-Fi metrics, for example, of this machine. It's the underlying one that's actually causing that. The network, it's not the network of this machine, but it's the Wi-Fi metrics of the underlying machine would be the use case there. Or it's not the RAM and CPU of the one in the cloud. It's that you've got a lot of things running locally that are causing you a negative user experience there. So Command Control Switch is the second way. We have another one with protocol mirroring, so you're able to easily identify the protocol between 2 different types of workstations to determine the thresholds of a superior workstation, of a quality workstation. But the 4th way is with integration with AI that we've already put in to this product that's only GA today, and you haven't even seen AI integration from some of the leaders in the field yet. But from day 1, we have ChatGPT optional integration in there. And one of the first ways that we're leveraging that is if you see a process that's really starting to slow a machine down that you suspect, well, you can just click on that process and you can say, what is this ChatGPT? And it will spit out and tell you exactly what that is live by talking to your AI account that you already have with ChatGPT. So you can use that to resolve. And that's just the tip of the iceberg, what we're going to do with AI. So it's a sampling in there. So those are 4 ways that we're setting this brand new solution, Command Control, apart from the noise in the market and showing you how real-time remediation from Liquidware is set to impress from day 1.
Well, speaking of noise in the market, VMware Explorer is kind of a time where everybody makes new announcements. Obviously, Command Control is going to be a big focus for Liquidware. Can you tell us about any other things that you plan on announcing or recently announced?
Well, we're happy to announce our Liquidware Ready program. We just put this out a week or two ago. We have been quietly assembling our Liquidware Ready partners. It's a long list of partners that we've worked with historically throughout the years, but we formalized the process into 3 tiers of a verification program with Liquidware Ready. We have your base level of Liquidware Ready partners, those that have been validated out in the field. They're running at a customer site, or they've done independent testing with us. But the customer site's the most important thing. Somewhere that we're running in the same environment and we're leveraging each other. Some of the players in there include Tricerit, the printer management company, Remo 3, LG. We've been long partners with them for a long time. Peer Software, it's a synchronization engine. It can help synchronize if you've got multiple profile stores in different places. ThinPrint, LeoStream, and WorkSpot. Those are some of the partners in that level. We have a verified level too, and that one takes it up a notch. This means that this particular partner in this level has spent time, development time in all likelihood, making sure that they have integration into our solution set. And some of those in that case are Stratodesk and IGL are 2 of the Edge OS companies that are doing that. We have an agent for them with Stratosphere UX. They've made sure that it's working on their end. They have hooks for it, so you can see the metrics on their endpoint. Nerdio is another one in this classification of being verified already. The CEO of Nerdio himself went through the steps of verifying our FlexApp solution to show how they can deploy FlexApp ones across any Nerdio managed instance out there. A company called Readiness, Application Readiness, they test applications, and they have a perfect fit for FlexApp, being able to test for compatibility for FlexApp, which is really high, but it gives you those third-party independent validation that is going to be really high chance of it working. And then they also can kick off our packaging automation. So that's application readiness. And Tenzing, a lot of people have come to rely on Tenzing as being the thin client partner. It says, we build high performing thin clients in this market where some have shied away from building thin clients anymore. In Tenzing, we have an agent in there for them. And then at the platform level, most importantly, probably because this is the desktop platforms we run across, we have Microsoft in there. Quote provided in our recent press release from Scott Manchester. Citrix is in there. A quote in there from Chris Fleck is in that recent press release. VMware, of course, is in there as we're at VMware Explorer this week. AWS is in there, and DigiFrame, we've still got listed as Nutanix because their new name is pending. They're in that platform level. So Liquidware Ready gives our joint customers across the board the confidence of knowing that we have collaborated and we have vetted solutions that work well together. So that's a recent announcement that we've made. And we've got a few partners that have come forward that say, we'd like to be in there too. So look for 2 to 3 more to be added before the calendar year is out in this exciting program.
Now, Jason, VMware is obviously it's their show. They're going to be talking big picture items on the keynote stage. What are some of the big themes or trends as we head towards 2024 that Liquidware is looking at or interested in?
Right. Well, we wish VMware the best, and we know that they're going to do a great presentation, and they're going to come out of the gate with a lot to say and to give customers the confidence of knowing that whatever is pending with Broadcom, that VMware is a solid play there. But at the same time, they've got partners like us that we're excited to see what they say about their EUC groups, what type of news they're saying there about Horizon, what they're saying about Workspace ONE, because Workspace ONE is a solution set that can actually deploy FlexApp ones now, even. So we're excited to hear what they say in that. And then we'll just be watching earnestly here in the next several months as the Broadcom acquisition is pending. Some other exciting or interesting things have recently happened in the industry with the Cloud Software Group and Citrix and others. So it's an exciting time to watch the industry. And at VMware Explorer, we'll see these some of this news transpire in real time. So I think that's some of the most exciting things, is the things that we may not have predicted, right? That some of the newsworthy things that they say. So mostly about EUC though. That's what we're interested in, and that's what our customers are interested in at this well-known and loved show in the industry.
And lastly, Jason, maybe you can tell us if somebody's interested in and can't go to the show, but they want to learn more about some of the things you talked about today, what's the best way for them to get a hold of you?
Right. So you can visit us at our website, of course, liquidware.com. But I'm smiling because I've got one more exciting thing to tell you about. Watch this picture closely, because we're about to light up our community that we've had in a forum online and switch it over to Slack based. So with it being in Slack, we're looking forward to even more collaboration. You know, VMware's in there in Slack, their community's there, Citrix is in there, iGel's in there, ControlUp's in there. So we're looking forward to a lot of those same members just adding our channel, and we'll have some links out there in social media the day of, and we can even show a link here on the screen of the link that you would go through to get to and join our channel on Slack. So that's how they can learn more about us. They can also email us at info@liquidware.com at any time as well.
Great. Well, thanks for taking the time to speak with VMblog, and we hope to see you at the show.
Yeah, we'll see you soon. Thanks.